Everybody, David here, and this is another product review. And in this particular product review, we're going to be taking a look at a 13th Age licensed product from Kobold Press. And this is Deep Magic, which deals with the Wizard class in 13th Age, and a ton of new schools of magic that you can inject into the Wizard class, and a ton of new spells. So the book is by Ashlaw, and Ashlaw is a major contributor to 13th Age. He's done a lot of work on the core stuff, and he does most of the adventures for the 13th Age public play that you can actually play at local game stores. So if you want to play 13th Age, and if your store doesn't have 13th Age public play, it is free to get set up, and you can go to the Pelgrane Press website and take care of all of that on their website. So 13th Age, licensed product by Kobold Press. This book unfortunately has a very high price on it. As you can see on the back, it is $39.95. This book is 144 pages. The quality of the book is spectacular. You know, it's just like all the other 13th Age stuff, but you know, this isn't done by 13th Age. This is a licensed product. And there's plenty of beautiful art in here. I'm not sure if it's new art or if it's art that's been used in, you know, any of the other Kobold Press stuff. And the great thing about this book is it's very nicely done with this soft cover, and it is a very flexible cover. I don't see it. It's not brittle. It's like a very soft vinyl. It's nice, and the paper itself is a thick weighted, it has sort of like a parchment feel to it, and it's definitely a high quality book. But for $39.99, you'd kind of expect to have like a hardback. So that's the only drawback about the book. The book itself is beautifully it's beautifully put together. The content is nice, and also when you buy it from the Kobold Press website, you also get a free PDF for the $39.95. Well, $39.99, excuse me. And if you don't want the book, if you just want the PDF, you can get the PDF only for $10 on the Kobold Press website. So there you go. That is what the physical part of the review is all about. $330. Alright, so here is the PDF, and the art is very nice, very colorful, and gives all the credits. Here's the table of contents. You can see how it's broken up into pretty much 4 main sections. Well, actually really 3, but the first section pretty much is an introduction and how to incorporate these new schools of magic into 13th Age. Now, 13th Age, the Wizards, they really don't have a school of magic field per se, or you get to choose different fields of magic. There's about, I believe there's 40 spells, around 40-ish spells in the core book for Wizards, and there's really not a whole lot of magic, but I think the reason for that is there's more first and third level spells in 13th Age, but they're upgradable. So it's like when you take a first level spell, it upgrades at 3, 5, 7, and 9, because there's really only 5 spell levels. So there's not, you know, first, second, third, as what you would be accustomed to in other D20 games. The 13th Age has first level, third level, fifth level, seventh, and ninth, and there's quite a few more firsts and thirds. But you'll notice they are upgradable, and I'll show you in this book. It follows the same spell format as the 13th Age core book, and this has 555 new spells in the book, spread over 30 specialty, schools of magic. So if you don't like what's in that 13th Age core book, which is still, there's 40 spells. I mean, there's not a whole ton, not compared to the hundreds and hundreds of spells that would be in the Pathfinder core book, or something like D&D 3.5 second or fifth. But this book definitely expands on it, and this book covers everything from holy type of schools to evocation to undead, necromancy. I mean, even specialty lores, like there would be like a Midgard type of a Midgard type of school of magic with Thor and lightning. So I actually really like the way this is put together, and it will actually add a lot more to the core wizard class that's already in 13th Age. So, all right, so like I said, the first section is basically how it talks about the 30 different schools of magic. And as you can see here with the format, it gives you lore about that school of magic, and then it tells you the spells that you're going to automatically get by default for having that school of magic. Now, there's also going to be a section, after this section, we're going to take a look at the 555 spells itself. So, as you can see, that's all the fields of all the schools of magic, very nicely presented. It's very straightforward. It gives you the lore and the spells that are going to be associated with that school of magic. The next portion are the actual spells themselves. There's quite a few new cantrips. I think there's about 40 new cantrips in this book. And like I said, there's a total of 555 new spells. And they break these up into cantrips, first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth. So take, for instance, here is a first level spell. Now, here it is right here, Angelic Seal. It has all the same format as like you would see in the core book, giving you the close quarter spells, or if it would be ranged or whatnot, the recharge, the effect itself, and then the damage. Now you'll see when you're first level, you'll do 15 damage with this, and as you increase in levels, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, the Angelic Seal spell will also increase with you. So that's probably why there's a fewer amount of spells in the actual core book, because you're literally getting upgrades, and why name them different things when you're going to get the same effect anyway. So, but there you go. Here's all the spells A to Z from 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th. And you're also going to notice in this book, it also takes into consideration the feat mechanic that is in 13th Age. There are 3 tiers in 13th Age, and there is an adventurer tier, which is for levels 1 through 4. There is a champions tier for 5 to 7, excuse me, and then levels 8, 9, and 10 is the epic feats. Now, you're going to notice on these spells, most of these spells, not all of them, but most of them will have options for you to take feats. And the feats are, you basically add another effect, or you can upgrade the spell. So take, for instance, here, Orb of Light. If you have an extra adventurer's feat, you can upgrade Orb of Light, and if you crit the target, it is also blinded at -4 to attacks for normally sighted creatures, and then a save will end it. So you can upgrade that damage to 1d8 plus 4, 14 base damage, and you can add the adventurer's feat. And then once you get to level 5, 6, 7, then you can add a champion feat. You only got a very limited number of feats, so you really have to spend your feats wisely, whether you want to upgrade maybe a racial passive that you have. You can maybe add a feat to that, maybe some type of talent that you have associated with your class, or some other mechanic. There's a lot of mechanics in each, unique mechanics in all of the different classes, and the feats, like I said, allow you to add more flavor to your character. And you can put feats on spells too. So 5, 6, or 7 feet, you can do the champion feat. Or if you're 8, 9, or 10, then you can go ahead and add the epic feat, which would targets hit with a natural 16 plus, pop free of engagements, and lose their next move action. So you can just keep adding more and more stuff to your character, and that's what it's really nice, especially for a game that has only 10 levels in it. It has so much. The classes are so robust, and the classes just have so much uniqueness about each one. It's not where every single fighter is going to be the same, or every single rogue is going to be the same. There's so many more options, whether it be talents or maneuvers, that each class will get. Songs, spells. I mean, it's really nicely put together. Alright, so there's also a section that's going to talk about 4 new talents that the base wizard class can take. And in the last section of the book, there's going to be a magical campaign options. And basically what this does is it gives you 5 magic-based campaign ideas to put into your game. And it gives you all kinds of information. There's actually a couple more spells associated with them that are associated with organizations themselves, much like summoning and stuff like that. But there you go, everybody. This is the Deep Magic book by Ash Law, $39.99 on the Kobold Press website. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Please feel free to leave a comment down below and take a look at any of my other product reviews by 13th Age, D&D 5e, Fantasy Age, Dragon Age, Savage Worlds. There's a whole ton of them there. So anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and happy gaming.